Hi, this is Bill Melhone, and in this video we're going to be talking about how to create links and how to adjust the various attributes of the links to meet the needs of our web page. You can tell that I'm at the website that we've been working on, so I'm just going to hit the Edit tab. Now there's two things to think about in terms of placing your links. They can be within the context of the page, so that kind of doesn't disrupt the flow of somebody reading it. But they can also be offset, as if, for instance, you want to make a list of different forms. You can say production form, and then you could just make this a link. All right, at any rate, there's two rules for creating the links. One is that you have to give your user something to click on, and then you have to give them someplace to go. Something to click on, someplace to go. Now, the something to click on can be either text or an object like a picture. So I'm just going to select some text within the context. So I've given them something to click on. Now, up here towards the top is the link button. Looks like a little world with a chain link on it. I'm going to click that. And in its simplest format, all you have to do is just type in the URL. Let's say I'm going to go to Apple. And there we have a link. It's as simple as that. Now you'll notice that it's dark green when my mouse is away, but when my mouse rolls over it, it's a light green. Now that I would need to caution you that that's not going to work on a tablet or an iPhone because there is no rollover. It's just a touch. Let's take a look at it. I'm going to go ahead and save it. And I particularly want you to pay attention to what happens when I click this link. See, it opens up in the exact same window that our page was in. Now, I want you to consider this. You've got a long page full of important information, and there might be a few things that people need further instruction on. So let's say you make this into a link, and they click on it, they go to the other page, they read about it, and then, force of habit, they click the button, and they're out of the window altogether, including your website. So which means they have to go back, open up the browser, navigate to your website, and find out where they were, and it just breaks up the entire flow of whatever they're doing. So there is a better way by using some of the attributes. I'm going to hit Edit again. Now to edit my link, I just simply double-click on it. Now the Target tab has something special for us. We're going to go down to New Window Blank. The rest of these, they don't work. The only thing that works is New Window Blank. Click OK. Now watch what happens here. When I click on it, boom, it opens up in another tab. They read. Unfortunately, if they click the red button over here, it is going to close everything. But if they choose to close the tab, at least they'll be back to your page. Now, there are several other things you can do. You saw that I typed in the Apple URL. It might be easier if you just go to Apple and instead you just copy the link. And of course, this will be it's good for every single page you ever go to. Hit Edit. I'm going to remove this link. See, here's the Remove Link button. I'm going to select again. Click the link button. Now, notice this protocol button over here. It talks about HTTP, which stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol. Don't worry about it. You don't have to know what the protocol is, because as soon as you paste in the URL, it changes. There's two that we deal with. Hypertext Transfer Protocol, and that's been around for a long, long time. And Hypertext Transfer Protocol secure. And if you notice up here in the CSU, ours is also HTTPS. But like I said, if you just copy and paste, it'll automatically change. I'm going to come back here to Target. I'm going to say New Window. And there's one other thing that you need to do to be compliant with our regulations of helping people who use assisted technologies. You need to come into the Advanced tab, come down to Advisory title, the Advisory title, and type in just some little sentence that helps people understand where they're going, what happens when they click on this link. Now, if it's going to another new page in another window, you might say, just as simply as saying, open link in new window. Might be just as easy to do that. Come back to link info, click OK, come down and hit save, and boom, we got ourselves a new link. I'm going to go ahead and click on it. Now, see what happens when I roll over it? It says open link in new window. Now, again, I did mention that tablets, they don't have rollovers. However, somebody who's in assistive technology, that's going to help. Click on that, opens up in a new tab, so we're golden on that. I'm going to go ahead and select some more text. We're going to create a new link. Now, I want to show you right here, underneath link type, there are 3 different kinds of links. URL is going to take a person to another page that you own or a page outside the world. It can also, by the way, link to a file like a PDF, and I'll show you how to do that in a few minutes. But you can also link to an anchor within the text, which means when that link is clicked, it sends you to another location in the page that you're already in. Down at the bottom is email. I'll show you how to do that right now. Let's pretend that the text that I selected is somebody's name, and you're making it possible for the user to send an email. Now, what I want you to know, though, is that email links, they are programmed to open up the user's email program. They'll open up the program, they'll create a brand new email, they'll stick an email address in, then of course you have to supply the email address. So if that's somebody's name, I'm going to say Bob at csuohio.edu. So that's where the email will go. Email message subject, and what you have to do is you have to figure out what you want it to say. Now, this is kind of cool because what you'll do is you'll put in a subject, and then you can set your, if the email is coming to you, you can set your email program to filter out these messages and send them right to a specific folder. So it might be something about project information, and I'm being very generic here. You might even suggest some text. It'll actually create the email and put message in it. You might say, let me know what your issue is. I'm just being really generic and quick here. So they're going to get a new email. I'm sorry, they're going to open up a new email. It's going to go to Bob. It's going to say something about a project information, and then you're giving them a suggestion on what to write. Because sometimes you have to help these people when when you tell them that they can email themselves, or else you'll get an email that says something like, I didn't understand, signed Bill, and then you don't know where it came from or what it means. In the advanced, I'm going to put in here, open your email program to send an email. Click OK. There it is. It acts the same way. Now, if I were to save this, and there's your link. I'm not going to click on it right now, but if I were to click on that, it would open up an email program, create a brand new email, and enter all the information that I just did. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to make an example of what an anchor link can do. one of the most popular reasons to use an anchor link is to create a return to the top link. If you're using like a cell phone or a tablet, it's very useful because you'll be scrolling all the way down to the bottom to read this big long document, and instead of scrolling all the way to the top, it's just a lot easier to click the little return to the top button, and it takes you right back to the beginning. So I'm going to remind you that the two rules are: give them something to click on, and then give them somewhere to go. Well, it's kind of a little backwards here because you have to create the somewhere to go first. So we're going to click right before the main title. Then right here, this is the anchor link button. Click that, and it wants me to create the anchor name. In essence, I'm creating the place to go. And I'm going to call this return top. Click OK, and it creates this little anchor looking thing. All right, now I'm going to scroll all the way down to the bottom, click after the last word, give myself an extra space, and then I'm going to do something that's pretty standard. Put a little caret, and this is the Shift, comma key on the keyboard. Return to top. All right, now this is the thing to click on. So I select it, come back up to my link tool, and instead of selecting URL, I'm going to select link to an anchor. Then, and only then, will it give me this list. If I haven't made my anchor first, you're not going to see this. So by anchor name, find it. There it is. There's only one. Click on it, and you're done. Let's go down to save. All right, now I'm going to scroll all the way to the bottom. There it is. Click on it. Boom. Well, it takes you almost all the way back to the top. I've got this little black bar up here as part of the editing feature, so that's one of the reasons why it didn't show up the right way. But that's pretty much the way it is. So just to sum up, you have to create the anchor first. This is the location that you're going to link to. Then you come down to the bottom, create the text that you're going to click on, and then turn it into a link that links back to a named anchor. And there you go.